All right, San Diego Sports Leader, it's the Mighty 1090. I am Darren Smith. Let us say hello to the quarterback at San Diego State University. He is Christian Chapman. The Aztecs are 4-0, inside of the top 25 for the second consecutive week. He never has to hear that question again about winning as a ranked team. That is good since they've done that this past weekend at Air Force. Up next, Northern Illinois. Christian, welcome back. Darren Smith, good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you again.
How's everything going?
It's going well. No complaints.
Have you thought out yet?
Good.
Have you thought out yet from Saturday?
Yeah, a little bit. Got back, and the weather's been nice here. No complaints. But yeah, it's good. It's good to be home and get out of that weather.
All right. Tell us what it was like to play in it. We all know what it was like to watch it. What was it like to actually play in it?
Man, it was awful. I mean, not just the rain, how cold it was, but that wind was blowing, just making everything 100 times worse. The ball for me, trying to get it from center, that thing was a rock. My hands are cold. That thing's just soaked, super heavy, hard to throw, and just the field, everything. It was just miserable all around, but got that rain delay, so that helped a bunch.
All right, you guys have played in inclement weather before. I think about the game that you played last year. That was at Wyoming. Now, that was cold weather. I don't know what the wind conditions were like, but was that the worst that you've ever played in personally, or is there another game where you played in where the weather was actually tougher to play in?
No, that Air Force game, I think, beats the Wyo game last year for sure. Just because of being wet and the wind blowing at the same time, it combines for just freezing temperatures, and yeah.
Even the referees had problems with this one. What was it like trying to throw the football in the first half? I noticed you guys didn't do it very often, but what was it like even, you mentioned trying to receive the ball from center there. What was it like trying to get a grip on the football and throw it? Could you do it?
I tried a little bit. You know, I really had to change up my mechanics to hold the ball and how I threw it. So I was trying to come over the top like I usually do. I feel like it would flip out. So I really tried to shot put it to the guys and kind of put it in their body because I knew how difficult it was to catch. So just trying to get body shots on them so they can kind of cradle it a little bit. And it was tough. We tried a couple times and we seen it wasn't really working. So, we had to stick to that run game until, the conditions cleared up a little bit. I mean, the ball was wet the whole game, but it wasn't as bad. The wind wasn't blowing as bad as it was the first half. So you saw what we were able to do. We were able to throw the ball a little bit and open up the run game.
Yeah, 10 for 16 ended up on the stat sheet there for a $180 and a touchdown to David Wells. When you say that you had to change your mechanics, Christian, and this is Christian Chapman, quarterback at San Diego State, so, is that something that you had practiced before, or is that something you're improvising on the fly when you're talking about trying to shot put the football to your receivers?
I played in rain games before. I've experienced that, and as a quarterback, you kind of got to change it up a little bit. It's not the same. You got to have a little bit looser grip on the ball. You can't hold it as tight, or unless it will squeeze out of there. You kind of you got to shot put it a little bit because you're trying to come over the top. Not good grip, so the shot put kind of works a little bit. I saw I was doing it, and it kind of just happens naturally. You don't really think about it. Just do it.
There's nothing like. Did you wear a glove? I'm trying to think. I was watching the game. I don't recall if you were or weren't wearing a glove. Would that have mattered at all?
Nah. I feel like when you have the gloves on, it makes it a little bit worse. A little bit more slick. So I just went barehanded. We did a good job of making sure my hands were warm. I had a towel inside my hand warmer. I was always trying to keep my hands warm, trying to keep the center's hands not wet and stuff like that. Try to keep the ball as not wet as possible, and just kind of went from there.
Christian Chapman on the Mighty 1090. Did anybody enjoy playing in those conditions? Sometimes you see it when teams have a perceived weather advantage. Nobody likes going and playing in the cold, like at Green Bay in the pros, for instance, right? Like Wyoming. Like, could you tell? Like, did anybody enjoy it? Like, were the Air Force guys like, yeah, we love this, we should keep playing in this, or was everybody miserable?
I'm pretty sure everybody was miserable. I was looking around. I saw the rest. They were not loving it. They had jackets on and all that. So nobody's having a good time, and I'm just happy to get out of there with the win.
How about the fact that the fans all disappeared after the delay? How weird was that to play in front of about 100 people?
It was crazy. When I came out, I felt like a scrimmage. Like the vibe totally changed. You come out, you had everybody, all the military, everybody was there, and then all of a sudden after that rain delay, there's literally nobody, and so it was literally a scrimmage atmosphere. It was just us against them, and that's what we were saying. It's just us versus them right now. That's how we went about it.
You could hear everything. Like, you could hear everybody, what everybody was saying at the line of scrimmage. You could hear people in the stands. It was very bizarre. Like you said, it was like a scrimmage. You could hear you could hear individual voices on the telecast. I'm sure in person too.
Oh yeah, it was a weird atmosphere. It's kind of, I don't know, you don't really experience things like that, and to that atmosphere to be a game, it was a strange. The whole day was strange, and yeah, it was weird, and I mean, I'm just happy to get out of there with a win.
All right, I have one more question on this, then we'll look ahead. I know you're sick and tired of talking about Air Force, and it's Wednesday, so you got to start talking about NIU. But we had Trey Lomax on the other day. He told us a little bit about like what they did during the delay. They turned the showers on. They tried to dry the clothes out. I would just like to hear like what did you do during the delay? Was everybody just like jerseys off, hanging around the showers, trying to have the steam dry the jerseys out, or did you have a different routine? What did you do?
I changed my shirt, changed my socks. I grabbed paper towels from the bathroom, stuck them in my cleats because our cleats you're stepping in like an inch of water, and they were everybody's cleats were soaked. Did that. Just try to stay warm too. A lot of us were shivering because you're still wet, it's still cold over there, even though you're not outside. So just try to stay warm. I know a lot of guys were in that shower, had the kind of like a sauna going. They were all trying to stay warm that way. And yeah, I just changed my fittings, what I had on, and kind of just went out there, same stuff.
All right, Christian Chapman joining us on the Mighty 1090. Bizarre. I don't know what's going to happen this week at home against Northern Illinois, but back-to-back weeks, Air Force, Stanford, some delays here. This is becoming par for the course when San Diego State plays. Give us a state of affairs here. I mean, everything looks great from the outside. You're a quarterback, team leader. What's it like on the inside now? Especially you get through the hurdle of winning as a ranked team. You see yourselves continue to climb in the polling, 19 and 21. What's it like inside of that locker room?
Man, we know what we're capable of doing. We're trying to be a great team. We're just taking it week by week. We know there's a target on our back. Everyone's going to give us their best shot. Air Force gave us their best shot, and then we know going into this week we're going to get a good athletic team out of Northern Illinois that's going to give us a good shot. So every game, we can't have a bad game. We can't have no days off. We just got to prepare like this is the last game, take it one play at a time, and just have that mindset. And yeah, this is it. We know we're going to give everyone a shot, so we're ready for it.
I love the way you played against Stanford. We talked a little bit about that. Given the conditions, 10 for 16 for a $180 and a touchdown as a quality performance there against Air Force. Christian, I just want to ask, I mean, this term comes up from time to time, and I figured I might as well just ask you about it and get your reaction to it. The term game manager, it applies to Alex Smith, who's a quarterback for a 3-0 NFL team as a local kid. Do you like that, reject that term? I mean, what are your thoughts about the term game manager as it applies to the quarterback position?
I've been asked that a couple times, and I've really never took offense to it. I never really thought it was negative. I mean, it's people's opinion, and all I care at the end of the day is that we're winning. So if game manager comes with us winning, I'll take it. But I guess the notion, has changed a little bit. They see that we're able to throw a little bit more, and it's opened up the run game. So I think people are changing their perspective on the term game manager. So, if I'm a game manager and we're winning, I'm fine with it.
Is it an insult? I don't know. I'm sure I've used the term. I'm trying to think of a time where I've said it, and I don't ever remember considering it as an insult. If anything, it's sort of a compliment here. But again, you're the quarterback, and you're the one that hears it more than I do, so you probably hear it differently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't take insult to it. When I hear game manager, I think of somebody that probably leads and puts you in the right situation and manages what's going on. So I don't take offense to it. If I'm orchestrating the offense in a way that I'm managing it, then I don't see anything negative with it at all, and I never really have. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, cool. All right, Christian Chapman again. I don't know that I use it necessarily to describe the way you go out there and play, but you're an efficient quarterback. And Alex Smith's been an efficient quarterback, and he's won 1 million games. So I don't know where the negative connotation comes on that. Tell us a little bit about Northern Illinois. It's a team that you guys saw last year. You faced them on the road. You won 42-28. They have had the benefit of a bye week here, coming off a win against Nebraska, where they had a couple of pick-six touchdowns. What stood out to you about NIU?
Man, they're an athletic bunch. A lot of returns from last year. There's some on film. They got a good rush. Their DBs are good. And like I said, they beat Nebraska at home. I mean, that's a big accomplishment in itself. So we know they're going to give us their best shot, and they're going to come out here ready to play. We just got to be ready. Got some speed. I don't know for sure what they do on offense, but I know from the defense perspective they got some athletes. So we have to take advantage of probably the run game a little bit, and maybe have to throw the ball as we should every week to get the run game open. So that's I think our approach.
Speaking of the run game, Rashad Penny, everybody knew he was talented, but I think one of the questions, I thought it was a fair question, was how would he fare as the feature back? Well, 4 weeks, 4 times the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. I guess he's adjusting pretty well to being the feature guy.
Yep, and this is exactly what I expected from Rashad. I mean, he's finally get the the reins. He's not a backup guy anymore, and I think he's taking full advantage of it. You've seen what he's done so far. His stats show for it, and honestly, I don't even think Rashad has played his best game. I think he has a lot more to prove, and I think he's still going to have a breakout game coming up, and I'm just excited, and I think the nation's taking notice as we see with the Heisman stuff and all that, and he deserves it. He's a dynamic man. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can run the ball. He can kick returns. He does it all. So I'm just happy that guy's on my team.
When you say the Heisman attention he's getting, specifically, like, what are you referencing here? Because different people can look to different things, to see, like, who's got lists for Heisman. Is there one in particular that you pay attention to, or that the guys in the locker room pay attention to?
It's kind of, you see it on Twitter. I don't know exactly who puts out the list, but as long as you see him on a list, I think that's a positive. No media is bad media, no matter who's saying it. So, as long as he's getting that recognition from anybody, I think the nation's going to take notice. And as Rashad keeps doing what he's doing each game and throughout the season, he's going to continue to get the recognition. And as the team does better, he's going to get the more recognition. So, I think it's going good for him.
No media is bad media. I love that you just said that. That just made my whole day. All I'm told is how bad the media is. So I love the fact that you said no media is bad media. That made put a smile on my face, Christian. Thank you. Appreciate that one as well. Yeah. I mean, do you think it's possible, though? I mean, just out of curiosity, your own personal opinion here. Do you think it's possible that a player who plays for San Diego State, who plays for a Mountain West Conference school, could actually win the Heisman? Like, do you think that that's literally possible?
I mean, it's going to be tough, honestly. People always look at Power 5 and all that, and they're saying Rashad hasn't. We're not in a Power 5, but, I mean, we beat two Power 5 schools. And honestly, at the end of the day, if Rashad doesn't win it, I would love to just see him up there when the ceremony happens and see him on TV because he deserves it so far. I mean, there's a long way to go, but I just want him to be there. That's all I want for him. And, I know it's going to be a long shot to probably win it realistically, but but you never know. I mean, he can go crazy the rest of the season and blow everyone's expectations, break some records, and he might have a chance to get it, but I just want to see him there.
I do think it is weighted clearly towards the Power 5, and it's also weighted towards your position, by the way. But I also think that there is a direct line between the Heisman and winning, and whether it should or shouldn't, that's a totally different story here. I mean, it's really, really hard for players on losing teams to win. So I do think that the team as a whole, the more you guys win inside of the top 25, the teams that you picked off, that plays a huge role for Rashad Penny getting the type of attention that he's going to get.
Yeah, exactly. Winning cures all, so the more you win, the more attention you're going to get, and then the more people are going to look at you and see exactly what Rashad has done for the team, and hopefully all that recognition will put a positive impact on that.
Well, hey, man, you're doing your part as well, Christian. You are the leader here of this 4-0 San Diego State Aztec team, which is going to face Northern Illinois. People can watch the game on CBS Sports. It'll be at 7:30. Of course, I'm sure you're encouraging everybody. What kind of crowd are you expecting here? They're not shooting off fireworks. It's not Stanford. So what are you expecting on Saturday night?
I'm expecting a good crowd. I mean, we're ranked. We're coming home. I think it's the first time we've actually been ranked playing a home game for a really long time. So I'm expecting a good crowd. I'm expecting the community to come out and support us. I'm not sure if Stanford size, but winning, I think brings out the people. So I'm expecting the community to be out there and supporting us.
You're 17-3 as a starter, man. So you know a lot about winning here with this program. Christian, thank you very much. Continued success. We appreciate it. We'll be watching on Saturday night.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you.